What is up, guys? Delboy here. So Robert Helenius knocks out Erkan Teper in the 8th round in what was a very good fight, actually. I did actually make a preview video for this fight because I felt it was going under the radar and I was relatively intrigued by it. And I've just got round to watching it, and yeah, it was a really good fight, really sort of well matched. Two guys who are, they're quite flawed. Both guys have weaknesses, and both guys are getting on in age. Both guys have had their problems. So yeah, it was a good crossroads fight, and Robert Helenius emerged victorious. I actually picked Teper to win this fight, but yeah, the first couple of rounds, Robert Helenius looking to keep range, trying to use that long jab with that long right hand behind it, and obviously Teper, as you expect, coming forward, trying to tuck up, take sort of Helenius' shots on the gloves, and then come back with overhands. That overhand right was a shot he was looking for constantly. In the first couple of rounds, I felt Teper, he done a good job of trying to bring it. He was applying some good pressure. He landed a couple of good right hands. And yeah, the first couple of rounds he was very competitive. In the third round, Helenius, he starts to get a foothold in the fight. The jab is starting to land with regularity, as does the right hand. Towards the end of round 3, Helenius actually hurts Teper towards the end of the third round. Helenius lands a good combination, and the right hand in that combination caused quite a bit of damage. It visibly rocked Teper, but the round ended. Teper recovers well. Rounds 4 and 5 are relatively competitive, but Helenius again landing a lot of jabs, landing that right hand as Teper comes forward. Teper has some success here and there. He's applying pressure. Like I say, the overhand right does land at times, but Helenius never really looked in trouble in this fight, and Helenius looked like the heavier-handed guy. And in round 6 again, towards the end of the round, Helenius had Teper in a bit of bother. He landed a couple of good hard shots again. Teper looked a bit rocked. Round 8 was the final round of the fight. And actually Teper was having a better round here. I felt he was starting to apply better pressure. He was getting closer with that right hand. Actually nailed Helenius with a couple of good shots. Round 8 was actually better for Teper in comparison to the previous rounds. And yeah, he was doing okay, but again, towards the end of the round, he left himself open, and he got caught with a lovely straight left hand by Helenius. Helenius was actually kind of in the southpaw position due to where his body was, and he used that to land that long left hand, and he caught Teper flush, and that was all she wrote. Teper was out for the count, and it was evident both guys were gassing, but Teper always looked like the guy who was going to gas first. He was blowing quite heavily. He looked fatigued, and I think that knockout was a result of that. I think if he took that shot earlier on in the fight, he would have probably taken it well, but he was tired, he was exhausted, and as you get tired, obviously those sort of shots are going to affect you more down the stretch. So Helenius picks up the victory in what was a crossroads fight. He can live to fight another day. I mean, where does Helenius go from here? I was watching Nordic Warrior's video on this fight, and he mentioned the fight with Otto Wallin. Again, I think that would make a lot of sense. There'd be a bit of a rivalry there. Obviously, Helenius, he was actually originally from Sweden, but he kind of resides in Finland, whereas Otto Wallin is a Swede. That'd be a good fight. A bit of a derby, a bit of a clash of rival nations. So yeah, I think Helenius versus Otto Wallin makes a lot of sense. They could also get the European title on the line. I think that would be a really good fight. So Robert Helenius, he saves his career. He can kind of get a big fight from this. So credit to him. As for Erkan Teper, I think it's going to be at his age, it's going to be a struggle to get back to any sort of level, but there's always going to be prospects out there who want, respectable competition on the way up. Maybe that's the route Teper goes down from here, but in regards to being like a world level fighter or even a European level fighter, Erkan Teper's days are done now. So it is what it is. Maybe if you match Teper correctly, he can be involved in some good fights. You know, maybe Erkan Teper versus Adrian Granat. Obviously, Granat got beaten by Otto Wallin and Dimitrenko. You know, Granat is looking for a comeback opponent. Why not someone like Erkan Teper? You know, Teper's going to come to fight. Granat has sort of weaknesses. I think that would be a good route for both guys as well. So, yeah, really good fight between Helenius and Teper. Very, very surprising. Really good fight. Thoroughly enjoyable. I suggest you guys give it a watch. There are copies online. German commentary, but really good watch. What do you guys think? Peace.